vumele bezekum.
The eighth law of LionHearted leadership is authentication, gain full responsibility. You'll notice it's gain responsibility rather than take responsibility. And that's significant because all these laws are lion-hearted. All these laws come from the heart, which is about giving rather than taking. And in the case of responsibility, the reason I say gain is that it is a burden in a sense that you are responsible for something, you shoulder something, you are prepared to be committed to it, to put your stamp on it, to be authentic. And that is true leadership. You become responsible first, and with that comes your power. Power follows responsibility, as opposed to so many of our so-called leaders and authorities today who seize power without responsibility. Responsibility essentially means the ability to respond to a situation, to a crisis. And let's face it, how many of our human leaders today are effectively responding to critical issues in service of humanity and, most importantly, in service of our planet? If you're avoiding this law in the victim type approach, you will try to blame others for things that you've done, and you'll blame outside circumstances instead of recognizing that you can change circumstances by taking greater authority within yourself. So again, a victim type approach would be to be inauthentic because you're afraid of being authentic and the consequences that come from true authenticity. Of course, the consequences that come are a sense of alignment with life, a sense of purposefulness, a sense of destiny, and a sense of true authority. So if you're afraid of doing that, and remember that all the victim type behaviors are based on fear, you are afraid of truly living your life, of truly becoming a responsible agent of change on this planet. It is equally fear that governs the tyrant as much as it does the victim. That's what most of us forget. Tyrannical, bullying behavior is fear-based behavior rather than love-based behavior. This law is the one more than any other that is associated with the correct use of power as opposed to the abuse of power. So those of you who are astrologers will recognize the signature, the leonine signature for this law correlates with Scorpio and, of course, the planet Pluto. Those of you who understand the way Scorpio works is that it's a process of ascension, getting more and more evolved as you are prepared to face up to your shadows, to aspects of yourself that you might not previously have liked, to aspects of yourself that you would prefer to forget. But if you're prepared to face them with truth and authority in the way that lions always do, lions are truth, you can transform your world and you can transform yourself. So this particular law about authentication is stepping into your destiny. More than any other law, this law has to do with self-mastery, being answerable for your life, not blaming anyone, anything outside of yourself. Authentication is the eighth law of lion-hearted leadership.